Borough fans, hello and welcome back to the fifth placed Stevenage Football Club podcast. We are fifth place, say we are fifth place. We are going up, say we are going up. Hello, Borough fans, welcome back to season 7 of episode 48 on the Stevenage Football Club podcast. Fifth with the final 10 matches. I'm like a little kid. I'm so excited. And you know what, boys? I love them. They're my favourite team. I cannot believe we are fifth place with the final 10. I'm so excited. But fans, if you are watching on YouTube, make sure to give us a follow, like, and a subscribe if you're listening on all the audibles, such as Spotify, etc. Make sure to give us a follow. Welcome back to season 7 and episode 48. Fifth and the final 10. Boys, I'm so sorry. I'm singing it. We are fifth place, sir. We are fifth place. We are going up, sir. We are going up. Fifth place, boys. How are you, boys? Excited, buzzing?
And I love how you've just given up. You're not even angry anymore.
We've been going for about a minute, and I've already got 6 down for the question of how many times has Farley said fifth in the podcast.
Okay, so
six within the first minute.
You keeping track?
Yeah.
And
I'm convinced you've got a bet on to say top half League One team, like whatever. You didn't just say it again, did you?
No, I didn't say it again.
That smile just goes, yeah.
Yeah, I did. Boys, fifth.
Farley.
Final 10. But
That's
seriously,
8.
like, if someone would have said to me in like when the fixtures come out, or like
don't say Spain,
right? The final 10 games, 36 matches played, our team would be fifth place. I would have cried. I'm crying now. I've got goosebumps now. I'm so happy. And you know what, boys? You want to know something? We're making it. We are making it. We belong there. We've shown that the whole season. You don't win 8 games in 10. You don't go top of the league the amount of times we've gone top of the league. You don't sit top of the league on the 25th of November. You don't beat the teams we've beaten. You don't play the way that we played. You don't have the best defence on the road of February. And you don't go unbeaten at home all the way to December, winning 10 games out of 18 at home. Oh, there we go. There we go. You don't do those things. We're making it, boys.
Got your breath back, or?
Yeah, I'm all good now. I'm all good. I've had a very exerting day today. So, yeah. How are you, boys?
Yeah, well.
Mistake. I know you're not going to be able to match my energy, Anne, but, you know.
Not match your enthusiasm. No one's going to do that.
Try a little bit, Anne.
No, because it just doesn't. If I'm bubbly, people are going to sit there and go, something's wrong with Anne. He can't be. He's ill or something. You know, everyone knows me as a very calm, composed, realistic view.
So hang on. If you show the energy, people will think you're ill.
Yeah, they'll think that's not right. Something not right with Anne there.
So humour me this then.
Oh, this would be good.
We play Wigan, right? Last game.
Yeah.
We make the League One playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And let's say we get Bradford, because at the minute we're fifth, Bradford are fourth.
Yeah.
How are you reacting?
Well, it's Bradford away, so not with not a great deal of positivity, I'll be honest, because it's Bradford away.
More to the point, why on earth are you dipping your finger in Vaseline?
Because I've got like this cut on my finger that I'm trying to stop bleeding. It's just started bleeding, so I'm trying to get it to stop bleeding.
They just pulled out a pot of Vaseline from nowhere, started putting his finger in it. You're right over there.
Magic. It's magic.
Jeez,
Cool Mercy, the magic man.
Maybe Andy's more happy than we thought, maybe. Wow.
No. Not down this route, Farley. We're not going down this route.
No, he's whipping out the Vaseline with 10 games to go. Jesus. Sorry, Anne. No, humour me. We make the playoffs. Bit like, honestly, because if we made the playoffs, I'd cry. What would your reaction be?
I,
I know what
I
he'd
don't
say.
know.
Go on, sorry.
I don't know how. I mean, it depends who we get in the playoffs. If it's someone like Stockport, I go, oh, go maybe to Manchester for a weekend or whatever, make a weekend of it. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's pretty electric. That's good. If it's Bradford, who wants to go to Bradford?
But it's not about. Hang on, let me put my water bottle down because I need to properly get into this conversation. If we made the playoffs, your thought process would be, oh, I don't want to go to Bradford because, it's not a good night out, Bradford.
Let's call it off. It's not a good night out.
Playoffs. I'm not going for the Premier Inn. If
The
that's
Premier.
alluding to.
Why is it a Premier Inn? I thought we've upgraded to these Airbnbs.
Oh, yeah, to be fair, since we've been in League One, we have been doing that, haven't we? Especially this season. Most important one. But no, seriously though, like if we
I,
made the playoffs, I would cry.
I couldn't tell you how I'd react right now because I don't think like it would be in the moment. It would just come out. I
I'd be
couldn't
concerned
predict.
how you would react, Farley. I'd be concerned.
There's no need to be concerned.
Well, I'm
There'd
concerned
be
when we're
veins.
20th, when we're 15th, I'm concerned.
To be fair, I said this earlier, and going to tally another one off here. That whatever happens, happens, but we're going to finish in the top half of League One and achieve our goal. That's all I'm going to say, boys.
I think you've got a bet on how many times you have to say this in the season.
Did you just say
We must-
top half without League One team?
Yeah, no, that's what I said.
You said one half. You didn't say the
top
other
half. A top half League
Top
One.
half of League Two.
No, I definitely said top half. We will achieve our goal of being a top half League One team.
No,
Yeah.
Has to be. There's no way around it. You've definitely got to bet on with someone of how many times you get that in a season.
Do you know what's really funny? So when you went to the toilet just before we met you, Luca, after the big win yesterday, and went to the toilet in Northstand, I was standing there with Owen, and we actually thought this lady was Phoenix Patterson's mum with certain.
Oh, is that the one that went, oh, excuse me, you Matt?
Yeah.
On the way. Yeah.
So I was walking. She went, oh, hi, is your name Matt? And I said, yes. And then she went, are you the podcast man? I went, yes. She went, oh my God, we love the podcast. We listen to it every single week. You lot are so funny. Like you, and they were like, he's hilarious. You got Luke, he's hilarious. And then she was like, oh my God, we cry at like when you go top half League One team and like your positivity is unreal. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. I swear it was Phoenix's family because
you're telling me Phoenix's mum sits there and cries over Beresford?
She sits there and listens to us three idiots spout.
Listen, I didn't mention Beresford. There's one man that did, and he's sitting there on the right-hand side of my screen. And
too much airtime.
Could you imagine family?
No more Beresford now. Done.
Are
more.
we causing families in Stevenage to gather around the table and discuss Beresford every Sunday? Is that what we're doing?
What, Mother's Day? Mother's Day.
Sat around, they're all sat around like cheating up nice roasting. Marlon Beresford, what a bloke he sounds like. And then like, you've got some granny in the corner going, Marlon who?
Marlon Beresford? Do you know what? I had a dream last night. Can I tell you my dream?
You let Kay Watt on the bench.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not factually incorrect, am I?
And then his storage went, and we thought we'd lost the instant reaction. Thankfully, the cloud had stored it for him.
The instant tech skills later on are manned.
Yeah, by the way, unreal. And then Lucas somehow scuppered the video together. It just about worked.
I have no idea. I was sitting there at my mum's last night going, I ain't got a clue what I'm doing here, Luca. It won't send us a file.
Yeah, you're not very technology intelligent, and
I don't know. It did it so quick last night. I couldn't believe it.
There's two things that Anne struggles with. One's technology and the other one's geography.
No comment on the geography one?
Yeah. Not naming any of past events, but so, Anne, when we go to Wembley, where are you going to park? At Charlton and Wolves?
Oh, no.
Mark of the Den.
You're an idiot.
Bless your heart. No, do you want to know about my dream before we get in? So,
Is it something about the Bears scoring the 100th minute at Wembley or some sort of nonsense?
no, that's going to happen at Plymouth Tuesday. No, my dream. No thumbs down. My dream. I had a dream last night that we made the playoffs.
Was it Farley Land?
It was, and we beat Bradford. That's correct. We beat Bradford in the playoffs. We had the second leg at Valley Parade. The Bears scored, as you probably know. And
Bears won't score.
I had a dream standing there next to the corner flag, row 5 at Wembley, watching Marlon Beresford warm Philippe Martial up at Wembley. And looking up.
You know what's ironic about this? That I believe every single word of this.
Looking up and seeing that beautiful big old Wembley arch and the English flag and the EFL League One playoff promotion stuff, and watching Beresford fire cannons in at Martial an hour before kickoff. That's what I dreamed last night. Is it going to come true? Only time will tell.
I honestly, the way Farley Land sounds, I'd love to pay it a visit and just see what goes on inside your head for a day.
Oh, yeah.
You know when you get the Channel 4 documentaries where they follow people around?
Yeah.
Follow you around for like a week.
What are you saying?
After a game, during a game, after a game for the week.
Well, what are you saying? Louis Theroux's knocking on the door next week, is he?
What, for the manosphere?
Yeah, well, welcome to the Farley sphere. Welcome to the Farley sphere or something. Farley sphere.
Oh, gosh.
I go inside Matt Farley's mind and find out what makes it the craziest person that he is. That'd be an unreal documentary, by the way. Yeah. This is my day-to-day life, Louis. I sit here and look at the league table. Just silence. No question, no response. Because Theroux likes the, interrogation of silence, doesn't he?
Yeah. He'll give you a look and you'll just be like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Can I just what the hell has this podcast been, by the way, for 10 minutes? This is just the biggest luck. I reckon people tune into the pod and they stop listening within about 5 minutes.
No, I think when we actually get into the game and analysis, it's a bit more worthwhile.
I think people stop listening after this section.
Do you reckon they just tune in?
Yeah, I'd agree.
To madness.
Yeah, because it's just
probably not wrong there, Luca.
Do you want my idiot?
Sorry, go on, And. Yes, quickly, idiot, and then we're in.
You'll like this one. Strap yourself in. It's Canny's Carol.
Great idiot. I love that, And. So, the setup for tonight's pod, guys. Obviously, we've got to talk about that huge win yesterday and going 5th place, which makes me so proud. It makes me so happy. And then we are going to be talking about the final 10, and we're going to dissect the games. We're going to talk about us. We're going to talk about specific games that we're excited about, because there are some unbelievable games of football from Tuesday, and we're going to go through the lot of it. But we are going to start with that huge 1-0 win against AFC Wimbledon to put us fifth in the 2025/26 League One season, the most important season, with the final 10 games to play. And he's biting his lip there and he's adding another tally. Now we're going to go through the lineups, the stats, and then we're going to take and have a little chat about that huge win yesterday. It was our 36th League One match of the 25/26 season. Again, 1-0 win. Who else but the beautiful number 19, big goal Reedy? I love him. I love you, Jamie Reid. Again, on the score sheet for the 3rd consecutive game, Reedy is scoring goals pretty much every game and going into the run-in. And he did that from the penalty spot again yesterday. The lineups for the match. Wow, what a talking point this was. We were a little bit like, what's Alex Ravel going to go with? Is he going to revert, to that kind of 4-2-3-1? Is he going to stick with the 3-5-2? And he did stick with that 3-5-2. He did evolve it at times, and it looked like, It did go to a 4-2-3-1 at times in the game, but for the best part, it did look like to be a 3-5-2. The team that we lined up, Philip Marshall in between the sticks. The back line was Luther Wilding, Charlie Good, Cole Pidgeotto, Lewis Freestone, and Phoenix Patterson. I was about to say Jasper Patterson then. Phoenix Patterson, who was finally back in, but deployed as a left wing back in this match. The two holding players, Jordan Howard and Harvey White. Jordan Howard back in and into the 10. Back in the 10 was Dan Kemp. And the front two leading the lineup were Big Goal Reedy and Matty Phillips. On the bench, Tasby Hammond, Lenny Brown was on the bench. The Bears, Jasper Patterson, Jordan Roberts, Dan Sweeney, and Louis Thompson. The match statistics for this humongous 1-0 win. We had 36% possession in the match. We had 9 shots overall with 4 on target. We had 18 touches in Wimbledon's box. We had 29 aerial duels won with just 1 corner. Some pass distribution stats. We made 231 passes. We had a pass accuracy of 56%, 37 backward passes, 122 forward passes, 65 long balls, 46 successful final third passes, and a total of 12 crosses. There were 4 yellow cards in total in the match. We had 4. We made 51 clearances, and there was 1 clearance off the line, which was made apparently by us. And I can remember which one it was. It wasn't necessarily on the line. It was in front of Phil. Those were the stats. Boys, look, what a win. I think there's so much to talk about as well. I think number one, Alex Ravel, you absolute beauty. You got the personnel in the side that we had said to get us playing at that top League One level again. You need the Phoenix Pattersons in the team. You need the Dan Kemps in the team. And he started them. He found the roles within that 3-5-2 that we've deployed so famously, the kind of past 10 matches. And it was brilliant. A real comfortable first half performance where I thought the football was really good at times, got the goal, but had some really good moments, couple of decent chances. And obviously the second half was very difficult in that period, but the way that we managed it, the way that we got through it, it was a huge result and a huge team performance. Boys, who wants to take it first?
Well, I think it was a real management of a game where, we had to work for it. I don't think we played amazing. I think it was a real professional performance, I'd say. Probably one of those games that you look at and you go, it's an end of the season game where a result matters over performance. I think that we wanted to respond definitely to Tuesday's really poor performance, and kind of just reinstating that home form, because you've got to compete and you've got to just tally up those wins when you're competing in the league that we are at the moment, when you've got so many teams that are competing for the same positions, all on the same points. But yeah, I don't think we played brilliant football at all. I think we struggled to get it down to the deck. I think that we didn't really have a clear approach at times, but we made it work. And that's, I think, credit to the goal where I thought we capitalised really well on an early moment. We caught them cold, and it was a good first opening spell that really just won us the game in the end. And I think it was a really good approach from Revs to kind of concede a little bit more of the ball, but then kind of press higher and also win the ball back in those higher areas and create the chances that we did, especially in the first half. And then I think we should have scored more, definitely. I think there was room to have more goals. I think, and you always talk about how we push for second goals, and that's what I think we tried to do it better. I think we did do it better yesterday. But there's obviously more. There's obviously more to do. There's obviously more to go. But a professional performance where we managed the game well in the end, and you've got to do that in those types of games where, okay, we didn't play to the level we know this squad can, but it's a win. And a win in this stage of the season where every 3 points is huge, absolutely huge. And you see Reading drop points. You see Huddersfield drop points. Stockport lost. It doesn't matter how we play. If we get those 3 points, you go, I'm happy. And that's simple as.
For me, And I completely agree with all of that. I actually thought the first half was generally pretty good. I thought the performance was fine. For me, it was that second half period where Wimbledon made changes and they got control of that 20 minutes, and you thought, right, get through this period. But for me, I love the way that we managed that second half. We got everything right. Everybody stood up and were accounted for, got behind the ball, worked really hard, did all those things that you need to do to get through games like that. And then we made those subs. Jordan Roberts come on and helped us up the pitch again. And I thought we managed it brilliantly. But I was generally quite impressed with the first half. I thought there was some good football at times. And what I mean by that is I wanted to see an improvement from Tuesday. And that's really what I was going off of. So I think in that sense, football was much better, created a couple of really good moments in the first half where we nearly scored, made the goalkeeper work and got that goal ahead. And I agree with you. Look, I think in those games, what you want to see is the team go 1-0, 2-0, get a second goal in the first or second half, take the game away from the other team. I think, although we've only got the final 10 games left, I think now that Revs is going to have Dan Kemp in the side and have Phoenix in the side and have some of those players that we've missed.
He has to.
I think we'll get better at that. So going ahead in a game and then scoring a second. And I think with those players, they have that quality to be able to create chances for you to do that. And I actually think in the final 10, okay, it wasn't the greatest performance in the world, but it will get better. It was all about winning the game. And as you say, Luke, you look around the league, all the other teams slip up pretty much, right? Look, we know how difficult in this division it is to win games and don't take them for granted. So massive, massive win, top performance, the fact that we got it over the line and fifth. I mean, wow. And come on, man. It was a top win. Top win.
Yeah, it was important that we bounced back from Tuesday. I think it wasn't a game for the neutral, and it was only when you look at a game, you think, oh, if I was a neutral fan watching that game, I'd be quite impressed watching it. But that was not one that you'd want to be at if you were neither a fan of Stevenage nor Wimbledon. I think both teams looked tired.
Thriller.
You idiot.
I tell you what was
Absolutely.
funny. Tell you what was great when Bez nearly scored. That was brilliant.
Bez impaled himself instead of scoring, didn't he? Came off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, he did, didn't he? Yeah, he went off injured.
What was I saying? Can't remember now. It looked like there was a lot of tired legs out there on both sides. I think that kind of maybe played into the factor of the level of the game that it was. Obviously we played Tuesday, they played Wednesday. It didn't scream like there was going to be a lot of football and action in the game. It felt like it was going to be very much just one moment either way. And
it was a moment game, wasn't it? It was a moment's game.
Yeah. And you touched on it, Luca. We go 1-0 up within 10 minutes, which is excellent. Again, great to see Reedy scoring again.
Love him, man. He's scoring. He's up to 13 now.
But it's funny though, because do you remember when we were going through that spell and Reedy said it by himself actually yesterday, when he was going through that spell and we were playing one up top and he was isolated and he was doing all the hard work and he was getting no reward for it. And he even said yesterday, I was isolated. And we sat here for months and went, get him a partner. Get him a partner. He can't play. He's not a line striker by himself. He's a line striker in a pair or with someone close to him. I think, and it's funny now, all those people that doubted him and gave him stick.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Do you know what, and I'm so with this, right? I said it on the pod a couple of weeks ago. Disgraceful. Jamie Reid is a club legend. I stick by
ever since we had that chat, he's been on it.
I tell you, that guy, not just what he's done this season, what he's done since he's been at the club,
100%.
He became big goalie, legend of the football club. And what he's done this season again has been magnificent. It's a disgrace.
100%. 100%. And that's why these. I'm trying to think of the right way of saying this, because I think where the club's progressing and where we've come from, when we first signed Jamie Reed, we all went, he has got the ability. Like, he's got the ability to get to the level he's at now.
Mm.
And then obviously we had that really good year with Steve, got promoted, and then first season in League One. And I think the direction of the club as a business is on the up. And what that now does is attract new fans and people that maybe live in the area have never gone to a Stevenage game. And then they see Reedy up top by himself, and he's doing all the dirty work, but he's not going to go and get you a goal, because they're sitting there. They might be, I know, for example, Arsenal fans, and they're trying to compare it to Gyökeres up top. It's a completely different game, and it's a completely different system. And then everyone goes, "Oh, watch the game, understand the game, understand the players." When we were going through the bad stage, Reedy was there and he was putting in performances for us. Reedy was there getting us promotion. Reedy was there at Villa. And what was he in all of those years? Pair. As soon as he gets his pair with Matt Phillips, who by all accounts has gone into the changing room and has lifted the place. Because I think he came in at a point where we were struggling, and he's come in with experience and knowledge and know-how, and he's gone, lads, you're good enough. Just believe in yourself.
On into the season.
I think as well, right? I agree with you, and I think we know, and you might have to tick a few off the tally here, but we know what we created in the summer, right? And we know we're off that level because we've seen that this season, right? And we know our squad, which makes me incredibly proud to say, is of that top six bracket. It is. And people that disagree, that's fine. But just take a look at the first 3 months of the season. Take a look at what we've achieved. Take a look at the wins. Take a look at the performances. Take a look at some of the statistics we've had. Just look at it as a whole, as a package, right? The one thing that has held us back from being there the past few months has been top League One level personnel with Jamie Reed, right? Because Jamie Reed, in that pool of strikers that we had, and I'm going Reedy, Ghassan Ahadme, Jovan Malcolm, and Jake Young at the time, right? In that pool, Jamie Reed was the only top level League One striker. All the others
100%.
are League Two level, right?
Yeah.
So Reedy, as we know, and we've seen in Reedy's career since he's been with us, when he joined in that season when Revs got him, then the promotion season, then League One with Steve, then League One last year, then League One this year. He operates brilliantly in a partnership because Jamie Reed, the things you want to see of Jamie Reed is running in behind, drawing fouls, creating his own chances. Like, look at the amount of times Jamie Reed will create his own chance and score it, right? And he needed a partner of that level. And Matt Phillips is that. So you've seen Matt Phillips sign, and then lo and behold, you've seen the output from Jamie Reed, goal every game pretty much, because it's got that with him. And that's it, you know?
But that's where my issue with some of the fan base comes in, when they sit there and go, "Oh, well, Jamie Reed's not very good."
Yeah,
it's not very good. Genuinely, I sit there, and at times I'm sitting there going, I really, really want to respond to these people and go, "Are you okay? Are you watching the same game as what we're watching?"
It's a disgrace. Jamie Reed, right, is, and again, I'm saying this about Reedy. I love Reedy. I don't just think he's a top man, right? I think Jamie Reed is one of the nicest blokes in the world, right? But
100%.
what he's achieved, the some of the stick he does, I think we said it a couple of episodes ago. It's just, it's ridiculous. But I want to make
let's
You've
be
got to
honest,
look at
though,
where.
he is a club legend that gets treated like a squad player,
Yeah,
rotation player.
100%.
That's the type of
Mm.
credit he
I mean,
gets.
also, boys, he scored 13 goals this season. I'm not being funny. We've got 10 games to play. If really consistently stay, he doesn't even have to be at the exact same form with his goal score ratio now. If he's somewhat consistent in these last 10, he could be sitting there with nearly 20 goals again in League One. I mean, I'm not being funny, right? That's a hell of an achievement. He's consistently scored goals in League One for them.
And it takes some time, takes some bottle to be in that poor vein of form when he's on his own. And then Matt Phillips comes in and he steps up.
Yeah.
Because he does.
And by the way,
I think you see that turn from because Matt Phillips has come in again with the experience and the know-how, and what he's done, he's gone to Reading on, mate, you're good enough. You're more than good enough to go and get X amount of goals in League One.
But he's also given him competition as well.
But yes, he gets competition. But two, it's one, he's going to get confidence, and for we don't know what Revs is like as a manager. Is he a man manager? Is he we don't know what his man management's like. I'm sure he's probably excellent at it.
Well, I'm sure Banfield does the cuddling, doesn't he? I think. And
yeah, I can see that actually. I can see that.
Beresford's the father figure in there, I think.
No, Beresford's the one that they want to go out and get pissed with.
But what for the playoff party?
Banfield's the father figure. Come on.
What's Scott then? Just loud Scotsman in the dressing room.
Yeah. The aggressive defender.
Disciplined coach.
Yeah, I love that.
I think when you're a player and they say it, on TV around post games on TV, if teams aren't playing and they're not listening, they need a new voice. And you almost think, just look at Reedy and go, he's come in, he's heard Matt Phillips go, mate, you're good enough. Me and you together, we're going to drag this team and we're going to go and put us back in those playoff positions and put us in a race.
You're getting me motivated speaking like
that. But do you know what I mean? Like it comes from a different place, and then all of a sudden they're going, oh my God, yeah.
Well, because Reedy hasn't had that partner alongside him that's got that voice that's good enough, that quality that's good enough. He's always had that player.
I thought Joe Van and Luke Norris were good enough.
But the thing is, boys, is it's expectancy, right? Now let's look at Jamie Reid, right? Jamie Reid is a top level League One international goal scorer, right? Plays internationally. He's of that level, right? Matty Phillips is an ex-Premier League player that's been playing Championship, right? Matty, it's expectancy. The things that we're doing, and as fans, for me, smiling the whole day today, seeing us fifth, right? There you go, another one for the tally, right? But to these players, it's normal. Jamie Reid expects to be in the top six because of his ability. Matty Phillips expects to be in the top six because it's his ability. So, these players, and, it's not just really a Matty Phillips. You can go through the whole squad and pick out players like Jordan Houghton and Louis Thompson, all these players. Charlie Good. These players in their careers have only ever spent their careers up the top of these leagues. So, we talk about improving, but these players are of that level. So, when Matty Phillips comes into play, he expects to play the way he's doing and expects the team to be there and expects all the other players to play to that level. So it's
when we get to the end of the season, if we've achieved playoffs or anything, how do you assess Matt Phillips' signing?
Yeah, huge. And look, I think I said on a previous pod, right? Look, we don't know what's going to go on next season, right? Look, I'd love to say that we can keep Matty Phillips, of course, but we don't know what's going to go on. It might be, and I don't think it will be. I think we'll look to try and get Matt Phillips next season, right? But it might just be a thing for now, right? Because we needed it now, and in the summer there might be other options out there, right? That potential, right? But I certainly think you've got to look at Matty Phillips based on now and go, God, sign him up and look, like, he doesn't have to be a starting player every game next season. You just sign him up and have him in the squad at least. Do you know what I mean?
I get your point. 100% get your point. But I think would be daft not to sign him. Like, you look at what he's done in, when did he sign? Beginning of Feb?
It was the day before Huddersfield, so it was what, the 13th of Feb.
So look at the impact he's had here in a month.
Yeah, 100%.
And you're telling me you go, because we all when we and Revs talks about it, when we look to sign players, we look for the character to make sure they fit in the group, the right person. Matt Phillips is signed in a month, and he, by all accounts, he's slotted into this group unbelievably well. It'd be a no-brainer not to try and sign him, unless he gets an offer from a lower end championship club. I mean,
no, I agree. I agree. I think he's certainly a player that we have to look at next season, given how he's performed now. Something I do want to touch on, boys, going back to the 1-0 win. Again, huge win. First half, really, really good. And then second half, managed it, got through it, made the right changes, and did a really professional job on seeing that result out and getting that win over the line. But I love the way that Revs had Phoenix in the system. He got Kempy back. And wasn't it great to see Phoenix and Kempy back in that system as well? He had Phoenix as a left wing back. He had Kempy in the 10. And what I loved is Revs put those players in that we'd said for so long need to be back in. And okay, it was good. It will get better in these last.
He has to follow it up now. He's got to give him a run of games.
Well, I said to you boys, I actually think the 3-5-2 that we played with on Saturday, with that exact personnel, is perfect for Plymouth, because you can have Phoenix as a left wing back on a big pitch. You've got Kempy in a massive pocket of space. You've got Reedy and Matty Phillips together. I think Tuesday, you actually potentially keep that system. Now, Jordan Houghton in the middle. Obviously, if Dan Phillips is back, you try and get Dan in, don't you? But generally, in that system, having those quality creative players back, really, really important for me. But I love the way that the Revs put it in. Huge win and 5th place. My God.
I wanted to ask.
Go for it.
What did you think of Jordan Houghton yesterday?
Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. And Jordan Houghton, I don't know what you boys think, and I've seen this a lot in this season. He does massive things in a game. He does massive things that don't seem important and you won't highlight in the game. The way that he'll win a ball back and the way that it'll get your team going again. It'll just be something little. Wimbledon had the ball a couple of times yesterday in a certain position there on a counter-attack. Jordan Houghton wins the ball, simple pass. And it just got us hold of the ball.
Because let's be honest, when Jordan Houghton plays well, no one knows that he plays well because he goes under the radar. And that's the way you want him to be playing. If he's going under the radar, if he's not getting slated, if, people aren't saying, oh, he's absolutely incredible, If he's going under the radar, we've got a good Jordan Houghton in our team. We've got a confident Jordan Houghton on our team that is sitting at the base of that midfield and really dictating things. He's sitting in front of that back four and he's providing that link, but he's doing the basics so well. And you need that. He's like the glue in the midfield. He's the player that's dictating things, mixing everything together. The player that's allowing your more expressive players, your more creative players to do their work. Because you saw it at the start of the season. I know their partnership kind of deteriorated as the season went, but he allowed Harvey White to have that early season form, and when we forget that, so I think Harv's probably deterioration in form to a point has kind of coincided with Jordan Houghton's as well. So to get Jordan Houghton back in that team and for him to deliver a performance like we know Jordan Houghton should be performing, because He is a top League One player that knows how to get promoted from this league. Let alone just compete in this league. So he's got to be involved. He has to be involved because you looked at it in the start of the season when we signed him and you're like, this guy's incredible. This guy's like elevating our team to a new level.
Well, this is what I'm on about when I talk about. I actually think when you look at our squad, I'm literally going to stick my neck on the line here. And people might be listening to this going, what? I'm telling you, this squad is a top 6 team. I swear to God, when you look through the whole squad and you see the levels of not some, the majority, if not all of the players. I mean, just go through it, right? From back to front, right? Philip Marshall, championship level goalkeeper, right? Not being funny, shouldn't even be in League One, should be a league above, right? Luther Wilding, grown into one of the best right backs in League One. Charlie Good, ex-Premier League Championship player. Cole Pigiani, one of the most dominant defenders in the division. Lewis Freestone has grown into be one of the most dominant defenders in League One. Then you've got, you could go through Dan Sweeney as a consistent performer. Jordan Houghton, won League One before as captain, been promoted. Dan Phillips, championship level player. Louis Thompson, top League One level player. Dan Kemp, top League One level player in terms of his ability. Matty Phillips, ex-Premier League Championship. Jamie Reid, top level League One player. Like, do you see what I mean? The whole squad is of that level. They're all of that level. Jasper Pattenden, ex-playoff player. You're going to laugh at me. Beryl Ilabala played in the playoffs last season. Like every single player.
No, but I do get your point because
you see what I mean? He's on that level.
If we look pre-January, you'd be doing that list and you'd go, yeah, Jamie Reid, top level League One player. Then you look at the other striker and go, League Two level. And that's the problem. And that's the 100%. Problem that those are the problems that have caused our downfall over the recent years. We've always had those faults up front. And I think, especially next season, it's just about consolidating that. It's just about getting even more depth and quality. It's just about making it even better.
I think our journey is really simple. We've become, here go round, one for the tally. It's getting ready. Look, this season was all about becoming a top half League One team. We've done that and we're probably going to do it, right? Next season, humongous season. That is all about staying in the top half of League One. But can we get even better? Can we get even more competitive? Can we stay in that playoff pack? Can we be there? And I think over these next few years and in the season after that, can we evolve and adapt again? I think these few years under this squad, under this management, as the manager also gets better, it's about staying there. And I think this season and this squad that we've got now before next season, I think has cemented that. I've got to go through the league table, boys. I've got to do it before we have a look at the final 10. I'm so happy.
Have you looked at it yet?
Oh, my God. I felt like looking at on my race today. I was that like, I was that.
Luca, in life where people go, no question is a stupid question. When you ask a question to Farley, have you looked at the league table? That guarantees a stupid question.
Bit like Louis Theroux, that hand, isn't it?
Well, maybe. I do take inspiration from him sometimes.
How's Theroux come up on the pod, by the way? What are we doing?
Twice.
What are we doing with ourselves? But again, just to conclude, a huge win, a huge stepping stone for this team. And it did mean that we went 5th in League One on Saturday because we saw Reading drop points, we saw Huddersfield drew, we saw Stockport lost. It was a huge one. Even Wickham dropping points. And it meant that we went 5th place on 57 points. Let's look at the league table. I'm going to do this with the biggest grin on my face, boys. From bottom to top. Bottom 4 is Port Vale, Northampton, Rotherham and Blackpool. From 20th to mid-table, Wigan, Orient, Exeter, Doncaster, Burton, Mansfield, Peterborough, Wimbledon and Barnsley. 11th to 7th, Luton, Plymouth, Wickham and Reading, with Stockport in 7th. And the top 6, Huddersfield, Stevenage Football Club in there. Fifth place, Alex Ravel's boys. Fourth, Bradford, then Bolton, then Cardiff, then Lincoln. It's mad seeing our team fifth place, by the way. Our team fifth place. It's mental. Like, do you know what I look at actually, lads? I look at the league table, and you look at the amount of teams that we're above. It's, we're right at the top of it. It's unbelievable. Fifth, we're there. Like, our team is fifth place. Unbelievable. We've got to look ahead, boys. Here we go. The final 10 is here of this season. Can I just say, first of all, unbelievable, isn't it, really? Because, again, I remember when the fixtures come out and we were in those really early stages of this campaign starting, even little things like the kits coming out and stuff like that. And, we're sitting here and shaking his head and we're in.
Luke has taken my role here. Now he's got his head in his hand. All I saw was, Luke, I've done this for however many years.
You've inspired me, Hans. That's what. You've inspired me.
You kind of just learn how to ignore it to an extent because you just hear it on a daily basis.
Well, you still can't get away from it, Anne, can you? But the final 10, nevertheless, it's unbelievable to be sitting here with it all ahead. Now, I'm going to go through our final 10 matches. We're going to talk about the 10. We're going to discuss the points that we think we need from it to make a playoff spot. We're going to pick out some of the matches that we're excited about, the matches that are going to be tough. We're going to speak about all of it. I'm going to go through the fixture list of it in its entirety for the final 10 matches. It all starts Tuesday night, of course, the long trip down to Cornwall. So in our particular order from Tuesday, our final 10 is Plymouth, Plymouth away, Reading at home. We then play Rotherham away, Good Friday. Blackpool at home, Easter Monday. We then play Bradford away, Bolton away, which has been rescheduled. We then play Lincoln at home, Barnsley at home, Doncaster away, which is our last away match of this season. And then we end it all at home against Wigan. So the way that it looks is there's 4 top teams in there, really. Reading, Bradford, Bolton and Lincoln that we've got to play. Some of the bottom teams that we've got to play, we've got Wigan, we've got Doncaster, we've got Rotherham, we've got Blackpool, and then we've got somewhat 2 teams in between of Barnsley and Plymouth. First of all, before we discuss, our run and, whether we think we're going to get in the playoffs or not, what are we making of that, boys? I mean, there are some humongous games of football, but you look at some of the teams we're playing, you think there's a real opportunity here, boys.
This is our best chance to do it. If we're ever going to do it, now's the time.
It's the year to do it. It's the league to do it, isn't it? I think that personally, I think it's a win-win situation, because if we fail to make it, if we kind of win a game and then we kind of have some poor performances like we've seen and we kind of just slip off a little bit, you still go, we have smashed last season's points tally by a country mile and we're making progress as a club. And that's all you can ask for from the squad, from the team, because even if we have some poor months in the season, or, it's a long season, isn't it? So if you look at the end of the season and you've made progress from last season under a new manager as well, we sit here and we're happy. And that's the thing, and that's the negative view, or that's the negative view. The positive view is that we go and make it, and that's the beauty of the situation, because we could be sitting here in 5 games' time with 5 games to go, and we could be still 5th, we could be 7th, we could be 8th, and you'd still be in it. You'd still be going, we're still in this, because that's how unpredictable this league is. I expect this league to literally go down to the final few games. Literally, the last 1 or 2 games, I reckon. And I still reckon you will have 4 or 5 teams vying for our places unless we go on a 3 or 4 game run where we kind of separate ourselves.
So I think, personally speaking, before we talk about whether we're going to make it or not, look, again, I'm so proud that we're 5th place. So by the way, not even 6th, 5th. Like when you look at the playoffs and you see it's like not even on that position of the last place, we're in 5th. I mean, we're only 7 points off 4th with a game in hand, and we've still got both those teams to play. But we're in that middle position, which is an unbelievable. And regardless of if we make the playoffs, to finish 5th in a league, you are one of the best teams in that league.
16 wins.
Yeah, 16 wins. To say that in a league of this level, of this quality, we finished 5th. I mean, what a job Alex Ravel's done. What a team. Like the best team we've ever had. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I think looking at the games, you look at that and you go, 4 really winnable games in Rotherham, Blackpool, Wigan, Doncaster. I think that's a given. I think you look at Barnsley at home and go, that's a really winnable game. You could argue and say there's 5 really winnable games. I think the tough games are the other 5. Plymouth, Reading, Bradford, Bolton, Lincoln. I think it's really weird. I think our final 10 fixtures are split between 5 really winnable games and 5 really difficult games. I don't think there's any in-betweens. I think there's 5 really winnable, 5 really difficult. And I think to get in the playoffs, we need 5 wins, 72 points, 72, 73 points.
Yeah, I can see that.
5 wins. But if you go off the last 10, we've had 6 wins. That would get us in if we continue the form over the last 10. What do you think, boys? I think 5 wins gets us in. Which, by the way, what are we doing even speaking about this, by the way? It's unbelievable. But what do you boys think?
What if we beat Plymouth Tuesday and we're on 60 points? What's your point of view there? Because we've got a tough away game out the window. We've got another win. Where do you sit then?
This is my point. If we get results in those 5 winnable games, let's say, just for heaven's sake, let's say you win all 5 of those winnable games, right? That might not happen, but let's say we do, right? Because as we know, Wigan, Doncaster, they're all going to be fighting for their lives. Rotherham got a draw up against Bolton. They're not going to be easy games, but let's say we win those 5. Any results in the other 5 is just a massive bonus. If we're able to beat one of Plymouth, Reading, Bradford, Bolton or Lincoln, it's like gold dust to us because it's a bonus. I think if we can make sure that we get results against those 5 teams that I've listed, any other results against those top teams is just a massive bonus.
Just make sure you can stay consistent because this league has shown that you can have slip-ups and it doesn't matter. Look at Leighton Orient. Look at Orient on Tuesday.
Well, we're sitting here going 15 points, right? You could have 3 wins, 4 draws. That'll still get you there.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
While this chat is all good, I don't want to be that guy.
No. The thing is, you are that guy. Go on, Anne.
But I am that guy.
I know what you're going to say. You're not
going to make
I just worry if we get the playoffs and for argument's sake, we get to the final, but we don't make it. The knock-on effect that it could have for next season, like the hangover, the minimal turnaround time in terms of rest and recovery, you're planning your squads. Even if we do go up, those things are all still come into play. It's
so. I think if
we do it, we have to go all in, get the playoffs, win, and just enjoy a year in the championship and just see what happens.
What would be your perfect end to the campaign? But take this from like a realistic standpoint of where you want to be next season. What would be
I
your
think
ideal scenario?
Well, if you're in the playoffs, if you're going to go out, you don't go out at Wembley. You go out in the
no. I think
because
for me,
and I just want to add to your point. You are so right. I think it's a win-win either way. If we get in, unbelievable. You set that level for next season. But if we don't get in, I think it's a win-win anyway, because as you said, you don't
yeah,
delay the preparations for next season.
Yeah.
You've got more time to prepare, which actually in the long term for next season might stand us in better stead.
Look at what's happened
yeah,
to sides like Leighton Orient, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah.
that's
And
my point. Yeah.
I think in terms for your question, Luca, where do I see us? What would I say is the best way to end the season? I think we go out with fight, and ultimately, if Reading and Huddersfield pip us to a playoff spot, then fair play.
Yeah.
You know, like they're probably just as deserving of it as we are. Um, and actually, even looking at what the league is going to potentially be like next year, you've got your three championship clubs coming down. So you've got Sheffield Wednesday already down, and then it's between, I think Leicester are in the mix, and I think West Brom are in the mix, and there might be another club, but I can't think who it is off the top of my head. I'm sitting there going, realistically, they're your three clubs that you're sitting there going, yeah, okay, they're going to probably be like the Cardiff and the Wrexhams and the Birminghams we've had over the years. They're going to sort of be that. Maybe Sheffield Wednesday less so because of their situation that they find themselves in. But even looking at what the league is looking like next year, it's looking like another league where we could have a right good go here,
But
lads.
what's brilliant about this is that we're getting playoff experience in terms of challenging for playoffs, which if we miss out will put us in great stead if we challenge next season again.
Yeah, and
Well,
then I
I
also
think
think
next
it
season.
helps us attract players, and it'll
Yeah.
help us go to Matt Phillips. Go, if we could have you not for 6 months, but for a season or a season and a half, look what we can do, and
Yeah.
look what we've done. You know?
I think, look, for me, I think it's a win-win. I think if you make it, it's great. You become a playoff team. You set that level for next season. But if not, I agree with Van. I think, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say something to you boys. I'm already excited for next season because I was having a look at both leagues today, League Two and Championship. And I think next season, there's the possibility for an unbelievably exciting division. Right, I'm just going to whittle some teams: Bromley, Notts County, Cambridge, MK Dons. Right, you got some of those sides coming up. Right, I mean, really competitive. Coming down, you've got obviously Sheffield Wednesday's been confirmed. You've got West Brom, you've got Leicester, you've got Portsmouth in the mix. Right, you've got Blackburn in the mix. Right, some sides coming down. If you look at the league, you're going to lose. Let's say if we don't go, you're going to lose either Bradford, Bolton, or Stockport, Huddersfield, whoever gets in. That league next season is a really exciting. I actually think that could be our most exciting division next season that we've been in with how competitive it is, the clubs in there. And I actually think there's a really big opportunity next season to stay up the top of League One, improve in the summer. So I think our position, we're in a great position, right? Because we are the only team in that playoff race that doesn't have to be in the playoffs. We don't. We don't have to be in there because realistically, League One next season is where you want to see us in terms of consistently getting better season upon season and building our squad, right? So when you look at the teams in there, Huddersfield, they've got to be there. Stockport, they've got to be there. Reading, they've got to be there, right? Bradford, got to be there. We don't. We don't have to be there. All right, it'd be amazing, but we don't have to be there. It's not the be-all, end-all to make the playoffs because we know in terms of next season longevity, if you miss out, you rebuild, you attract new players, you keep a lot of the players you've had. If some of our new players, for example, they might look and think, wow, we've had one season here and we've nearly got the playoffs. Imagine what we could do next season when we
But
get better.
let's give it a good go.
Yeah, like Dan Phillips, for example, right? All right, Blackburn might come in for him. Let's say Blackburn start. Dan Phillips might think, well, hang on a sec. If I stay, we've nearly achieved this. What can we nearly achieve next season? You help maintain your squad, right? And then you look at the manager. Players will look at the manager and go, blimey, Alex Avell's achieved this in just 2 years. We're staying. You go next season, you get better. So I think regardless of what happens, I completely agree with that. And I think it's a win-win either way. It's a win. If you get in the playoffs, if you're not going to get promoted, go out in the semi-finals. Go out in the semis.
Get that experience.
Go out, right? All right, you get the Wembley, brilliant. Go out. Because if you delay it and you go all the way to the 24th of May and then go out, you've wasted 3 weeks. Look, the playoff semi-finals will be over in like a week and a bit after the season's ended. Just go out. If you're going to go out in the semis, right? So I think it's a win-win, boys. I really do. Coming in, games that you're excited for because, oh my God, I mean, I'm just going to whistle 3 off. Bradford, Bolton, Lincoln. I mean, and by the way, boys, that's in 1 week of games. Unbelievable. Which game are you choosing? Which one are you the most excited for?
Go on, Ant.
You know what I'm going to say.
But I know what you're going to say.
You're going to say Lincoln, aren't you? You're going to say it.
If we beat Lincoln to stop them winning the title at our place and just let them do it somewhere else, just not on our patch. That's one. You know what? I'm not even joking. I might even get to borrow for like some ridiculous time and go, Revs, whatever you do, make sure we beat this lot today because I can't have them winning the league title on our patch. It's not happening.
That's
not happening.
That could be a fun one, couldn't it?
No, but the actual game I'm looking forward to, I think Reading. I think that's actually yeah.
I agree.
Luca.
Yeah, I agree. Reading, crunch game, absolute crunch game, playoff 6-pointer. Then I'd say Lincoln definitely as well. Just test of our team, test of where we are at that moment in time, test of probably and hopefully, let's say, kind of a preparation for playoff football if we're playing against Lincoln, you know. And then Wigan final day.
Yeah,
absolutely buzzing for that. Wherever we are, because you know we should either be in the playoffs. Could you imagine if we play that game and we're consolidated in the playoffs? We could be challenging for the playoffs. We could be on the verge, or we could still be outside and enjoying it. We could be 8th place out of it and go, what an amazing season we've had.
Yeah. Can I say all of them? Because like Bradford, Bolton, Lincoln are unreal, right? But Plymouth, Tuesday, what a game. Reading, what a game. And then you even look, right, Doncaster, what a game. They'll be fighting Rotherham, Blackpool, Wigan, like last day of the season's unreal, I always think, you know. I think in terms of a game, like you're looking at the top levels, you've obviously got to pick out Lincoln, Bolton and Bradford, right? As like, yeah, Reading as well, but like those are like the, you know, the top games. But I also think the other games, man, I think Doncaster and Rotherham and Wigan.
But they're so crucial because you need to get that experience in playing the top games.
I'll ask a better question. From the final 10, which one do you think will be the hardest?
Lincoln or Bradford away?
Okay. I think Bradford away.
I will second that. I think Bradford or Bolton away. I think those would probably be the... I actually think we'll beat Lincoln at home. At home.
That would be incredible.
I said nothing. Don't come for me, Tongy. I said nothing.
I'd fancy our lot against Lincoln at home. At home. Away would be tough, but at home, I think Bradford and Bolton away are probably the two toughest games, I think.
Yeah.
I think, Bolton's a Tuesday night, be tough. They're trying to push Cardiff, and then Bradford away just generally, I think, is a really tough game. So,
Have we ever beaten Cardiff? Oh, sorry, Bradford away.
yes, long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm going back long time. But notoriously, we used to see Andy Cook score against us every fucking game over the last kind of 4 years, haven't we? But what I will say, though, about those games, if Bradford have already made a playoff spot by the time that we play them, could be different. Could be different. Because how
Yeah.
clear Bradford are the playoffs? They are
7,
8 points.
8, yeah.
That's a big gap, boys. That's a very big gap. So by then they might, you never know, they might be in it. So might be different. I think Bolton will be tough because I'm going to make a prediction. I think Bolton draw a bit closer to Cardiff.
A lot of people have talked about this, saying that Bolton could catch Cardiff due to their recent. It's just you look at their form and the wins like they've had against Wickham, for example, and they've scored those stoppage time goals. You don't do that if you're not building to something.
No, 100%. But Borough fans, it is going to be a very exciting and unbelievably exciting last 10 matches, the final 10 of this season. Again, unbelievable. I remember when we were all in Spain and we were building up to this massive season. And unbelievable that we are into the final 10 matches. Let's enjoy it, support the team, stick by them, and we start on Tuesday away at Plymouth in a humongous game of football. Let's go down there. I think the most important thing about that match is playing really well, playing to that top League One level. And if we do that, we've got a good chance of going down there and getting a result. I think a point down there is a fantastic result at Plymouth. And look, let's see how we do and let's enjoy these last 10. We put out a post earlier on Twitter to everyone. We want to know one thing, the final 10. Are we making the League One playoffs in your opinion? I'm going to read out some responses to some of what the fans have said. George said, I think the only reason we can't is due to our away form. I won't jinx it, but if it's going to happen in the next few years, it has to be now. Stevenage _fan said, don't think so, but we'll be within a couple of points of it. I'd say about a 30% chance. Mark Stillinger said no. Mitchell Holland said, predicted at start, playoffs take extra money, stay in League One, not a bad result, go up every week. Jonathan said, it already been said if we can get our away form sorted, even get draws before the end of the season, I can't see why we can't have a shot at it. John said, can see it go into the final game of the season at home to Barnsley, where we sadly draw, finish fifth. Well, it's not the last game, Barnsley, it's Wigan. Richard said, I think we have a great chance of making the playoffs. We just need to get the formation and the personnel right. Last two, Chris said, I don't believe Stevenage sadly is strong enough to make the playoffs. And Dom said, yes, I believe. I reckon 75 is enough. I see Stevenage getting that. Really quickly, boys, just before we come to the end of the pod, hand on heart, do you think we make it?
I reckon it's going to come down to the final day. Because I agree with both of your points about getting the amount of wins, getting those 5 wins, but I do agree with And also about the poor performances because they will come. We're not going to be perfect. We've shown this season that we're not, but we're going to have the good and we're going to have the bad. But it's just about finding that mix and kind of being the team that is the most consistent or the least inconsistent, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay, Luca thinks he's going to go down to the last game of the season. And hand on heart, what do you reckon?
This might just match with my my persona. Something tells. Is it? I think we can. However, I just see us having too many performances like we did against Orient in us. I can see us putting one or two of those performances out. And it'll be a pivotal time, and Reading won't slip up, and Huddersfield and Stockport won't slip up, and we'll just miss out by a couple of points just because that's how I see it. Uh, I'm happy to be proven
Yeah.
wrong.
I think it goes one or two ways for me. I think, one, we either miss out by a couple of points and Stockport start winning, Huddersfield start winning when it matters, and they sneak in there, and we just miss out. And then you take that to next season and you go, right, can we get better from this point? Or I think the other alternative is we get better and we stay in fifth and we actually pull away in fifth and make it in fifth place, near fourth, which I had a feeling would happen a couple of months ago if we got the personnel right.
Do you think there's a greater chance of us finishing fifth or sixth?
Well, I really don't see that why there's no reason why we can't chase fourth. Not necessarily get it, but stay in fifth. Because when you look at the whole of this season, we've been there for 6 months. I was working this out earlier. For 6 months, we were in the top 5. 6. Don't do those things if you don't belong there. But the difference is the real top teams of the division, when it matters at the end of a season, they get the results to make it. So it's whether we are part of that. I believe we could be with when we go back through the levels of players in our squad like we did earlier, but can they do it? And that's where Huddersfield, Stockport, those teams will get the win. So I think it's going to be one or two. I think we'll either miss out and it'll be like 2 to 3 points. But I agree with Luca. I think it goes to Wigan. I think. Or the last two. It'll go down because the league's so open. But you go to Plymouth, you win at Plymouth, you beat Reading, you could pull away in fifth and you extend the gap and you're there. So it's going to go one or two ways, I think. So I kind of feel like we've not really given an answer, but given an answer. It's weird. It's weird on that one. Boys, anything to add? We are fifth place. We are fifth place. Anything to add?
What's the counter looking like for top League One team? And
so I've only gone with how many times has Farley said fifth in the podcast for today's episode.
Well, what have you gone with?
You know what? Let's have a guess first. Have a guess.
We are fifth place. We are fifth place. There's 2 more.
Who wants to go first? I know the answer, so I'm not going to guess because that'd be pretty stupid to do.
I'll let Luca go. I'll let Luca go first.
Above 50, I'm going to say.
I reckon 46.
I've got it down as 25.
Oh!
No.
Well, here's a few more, Ad. We are fifth place, sir. We are fifth place. We are fifth place. What's that, 28?
Yeah.
So I just do it all the way to 46 so I win? There you go.
No.
Could just do that. I tell you what we have got. The Stevenage Football Club podcast prediction competition. Luca. Oh, dear. Luca's got some trouble on his hands now. Luca, for Wimbledon, you said 1-1. So Luca got 2 points correct for getting half a prediction. However, Luca, me and said 1-0. We did. Me and Anne said 1-0. Now, we didn't say Reedy, don't worry, but we did say 1-0. So the scores on the doors.
Or sports.
Sorry.
Scores
on the sports. Scores on the doors. Me and Anne are in like a prime Eliud Kipchoge here. We've caught up. And we are both...
Eliud Kipchoge.
Who? Who's mate you just spouted out?
Don't know who
You don't
Kipchoge.
know who Kipchoge is?
No.
What? He's like the
Oh.
greatest marathon runner of all time.
I've seen him live.
Have you?
Yeah, London Marathon.
I bet he's rapid. So me and Anne have caught Luca up. We are now on 29 points, and Luca is on 30. So it's 1 point in it now. Plymouth away.
I'm looking at, if I hadn't said the Bez, I would have been leading by a margin.
That is true. That is true. Now, Luca, for Plymouth, you went 1-0. Dan Sweeney. So I just want to throw in there, if Sweens doesn't score, you lose a point. Now, I've gone 1-0 us, but I haven't named a goal scorer. And I need your prediction for Plymouth.
I can get behind a 0-0.
Love that.
Neil.
Nil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Neil Banfield.
And-
Sorry.
Is that a goal scorer?
No,
Banfield. Let me just type
no.
that.
Banfield won't score.
Um,
Banfield just dictate.
But he might score in the warm-up.
If he scores in the warm-up, you get an extra point.
He
Tell you
lays
what.
off though, so he can't
Tell you
score.
what, I'll make a bet. If Beresford
Oh.
hits the crossbar when he comes out for the warm-ups, I get an extra point.
No,
And I'll video
no,
that.
I don't agree.
No?
Luke, you've got to back me up here.
How about if our stream fails on Tuesday night, we both get points?
That's true. Actually, should we quickly promote that just before we end?
Of course.
So, Borough fans, and Luca are hosting a live instant reaction episode on YouTube after the final 10 games are underway against Plymouth on Tuesday. It will be around 10 o'clock. So please stay tuned. We will promote the effing hell out of it over the next day to let people know. Yeah, make sure you tune in straight after the game. If you're watching the game on Sky Sports Plus, because I do believe it is, watch it, hop straight over to YouTube on the Stevenage Football Club podcast YouTube channel. And yeah, go and watch the chaps. It's going to be good boys. Who's hosting it?
I
think it's
a joint
joint effort
shenanigans.
because
joint shenanigans.
Yeah, but
ultimately you're not here to monitor and dictate. So this could go off on any old scenario.
who's taking the ball by the horns and introducing it?
I suppose I should probably open it. But
Oh,
I mean, I'm happy to, but I mean, it could go.
go on, and I'll be the judge, right? And introduce it now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live episode, the live reaction of Stevenage's thrilling 0-0 at Plymouth Argyle.
I thought you were going to go 1-0 Bez.
No, that's not going to happen.
That was quite good. All right. Listen, Borough fans, let us know how Anne did. Luca, go on, you're up.
Sween dog Dan Sweeney has rescued Borough of points.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
I'm just hoping for that to happen, to be fair.
Maybe it should just be. All right.
Here
You
we
start
go.
it and just go, you're all right, mate? Yeah, you're all right. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, how's everyone? Just start it off like that.
How's the family? All well?
Yeah, family well. Yeah, you've got people like, come on, lads, get it going. That was good. I like that. It was like interviews going on to see if
I
you can do
do
it.
feel
Maybe
like I've been interviewed for my role again.
Are you doing the traditional instant reaction as well?
oh, yeah, I'm doing it on my own. Yeah.
Oh, we're getting two. We're getting two for the price of one.
Yeah, outside the away end when the Bez screams at home to keep us fit.
You need to get him on.
Bez. Would love to.
I don't think I could show my face if the Bez came on.
What do you mean?
We need to get a special guest on the instant reaction at the end of the season.
Oh, mate. It's got to be. It's got to be either Jamie Reid. I tell you who would come on. Dan Sweeney.
We need to
Yes.
get a guest on. We have to.
I reckon it's either Reedy,
Sweet.
Sweendog, Pidge,
Beresford.
Beresford, or Banfield.
Banfield. I've just had an idea.
Yeah.
Hold. Oh my.
Oh, he
This
is
is probably one of the best.
And,
This is
and,
probably one of the best ideas I've ever had.
and getting the Vaseline ready on this one.
Loading up.
Why don't we try and get like a almost like a 3-4 minute interview with each one of them and just edit it to be like an extra long instant reaction? So that you get all of them.
You know, that might have just been one of the best things you've actually said.
What? Banfield's instant reaction.
What, outside?
I wouldn't know what to say to. I'll be in
What,
all.
hang on. Outside the main stand after Wigan at the Premier.
Are you telling me we're going to be getting Banfield and Beresford and still balancing the phone on the ticket office?
Oh my God. Balancing the phone on the card reader holder. Like, Neil, just come in a bit, Neil. Just come in a bit. Stay there. Yeah, we're interviewing Banfield with Owen holding the camera and the story.
Oh, yeah, Neil, Banfield, we'll edit it, don't worry. Just wait for
it. It's in the cloud at the minute. It's in the cloud. It'll come now. Boys, we'll call it a day there. 5th place. The final 10. We are going up there. We are going up. I'm joking. But Borough fans, look at it. Borough fans, thank you so much for tuning in to episode number 48 on season 7, 5th, and the final 10. Borough fans, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to like and give us a subscribe if you've been watching on YouTube. Make sure to give us a follow and like if you've listened on all the audibles as Spotify, etc. Make sure to hop over and go and watch the boys in the live reaction episode straight after Plymouth on Tuesday. And we'll be back discussing next week, this week, the match and result at Plymouth. And then we'll be looking ahead to the last 9 where we play Reading at home in a humongous game next Saturday. 5th place, final 10. It's going to be exciting. Guys, have a fantastic week, and we will see you this week for the final 10 matches of this most important season. Becoming a top half League One team. There we go. We just got one for Anne's tally right at the end. 5th place. Bosh. Borough fans, have a fantastic week, and we'll see you this week. Up the Revs, 5th place Borough.